Sup? Welcome back to Blazy B, where I'm blazed and I'm B. And today we're going to talk about the boundaries and limitations of friendship and what that even means. I mean, like, am I a good friend? Am I a bad friend? If I don't text you back, like, is that bad? But, like, I don't see it as bad, but you might be freaking out. But, like, is that my problem? I don't know. There's so many things in friendships and just relationships in general. But I feel like friendships, especially as we get older, they evolve into something that is different than what we're typically used to. Like, okay, for instance, you're in grade school, you make friends because you go to that school. Okay, cool. That kid's cool. I'm going to align with them. And then you go to middle school, high school, you do this every single time. You're just meeting people and kind of evaluating them based on like your preferences. I mean, that's how we find friends, right? Um, but I feel like back in the day, we were kind of pushed into it. Like, I was a swimmer. You're going to be friends with swimmers. You're going to, like, these are your people. You are one of them. And then you align with that group, and all is good in the world. And then everybody kind of has their sport or their club or their whatever that you're kind of finding all these people in. And then within that, you're all at the same high school. You live in the same area. You're around the same town. You have all of these very basic things in common. So it's like, cool, that's out of the way. Like, let's just talk about our interests and see if we vibe. And if we don't have to hang out. Like, I don't know. For me, like, there's so many people in my high school. Like, you chose your friend group and you were like cool with it. Like, everyone had a little clique at least. I don't think there was any like friendless people. And if there were, they were an interesting breed or they liked it that way. You know what I'm saying? So, and then you go out to college, or you meet people in your like other stage of life after high school. Like, how are you meeting these people? And again, you're kind of aligning with this. We're all in the same area. Like, we just were friends. And it's funny because, like, how often do we take away all of these things? Like, usually, like, you meet friends in a mutual thing, and then you kind of like dive deeper into them after your like first initial bet. They're cool. We vibe with them. And then you get to know people more and more, and you kind of decide. But sometimes you feel like, fuck, I'm in this. I'm like locked in. I can't leave now. I've committed to this. No. You have the right to say no at any time of your life. Okay. No means no. And that's in any situation. Truly, any situation. No means no. You don't want to be friends with them? Then don't be friends with them. And then if that makes you feel a specific way, that's something you need to deal with. But, the root cause, if you don't want to be friends with someone, you shouldn't be friends with them. So, and I feel like as being an adult, you have to find people of your clique. You need to find your tribe. And a lot of people, they have them from high school still. They've got their whole high school crew and they're like set with that. They are good to the moon with those people. And that's great. Um, and then there's others that just like constantly are attracting a different person. You kind of just need things for different vibes. And that is okay. That's the thing. Friendship rules are like, be friends with anyone you want to be friends with. Unless they're really fucking toxic, then you need to just kick them out of your life because they're making your life. Once it has a negative effect on your life, that is when that's like the really final point. There should be a lot of red flags before that you're like, you know what? Maybe this is not the right friendship for me. But you might get to a point that you're like, no, no. And you need to be willing to make that decision for yourself. Um, but okay, that was a hot start we go. But I just have like a passion about this because I struggle with this. This is a big struggle of mine. Because I feel like, especially at the shop, everyone's friends with me, but am I friends with them? That's a big question mark. Like customers in particular, they know, actually, no, I know all about their life because they just yap, 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 yap. They want to tell me everything. And then, but the line of friendship is mutuality. That is like the basis of all of this is it's got to be mutual for it to be like an actual friendship. I'm not going to this customer's house, hanging out, or like calling or talking. No, no, no. This is a one-sided situation. I am in customer service. You get to tell me your life story. I'm milking it. And I love the information. Tell me everything. Tell me it all. But like, one, that doesn't mean I need to tell you anything about my life. That's my decision. And if I'd like to share, great. There's another thing, shoot up back at you. It's a conversation. It doesn't need to be addressed as a friendship. You know what I'm saying? So, okay. Did some digging, did some research. I got ready for this one. So a friendship is classified as a mutual connection built on trust, care, and shared respect. A duh. But like a true friend supports your growth, respects your boundaries, shows up emotionally and physically, celebrates your wins without competition, and accepts you even when you're not the best. Like that is a true friend. And I have some true friends. And I feel like that's why we build up empires of friendships. I have built up many of empires. And it's okay to have friends for specific occasions, especially back in the day. Like you had your going out friends, you had your friends that wanted to hit a museum, you had your friends, any particular mood that you were in, you probably had someone that connected all these dots. Yes, that could be your best friend and you are there for every single, like you guys are just aligned. Honestly, that's Matthew and I. If I want a buddy for honest anything, it sucks. He is not close whatsoever. Definitely a plane ride away. But that is my person. You want to hike with me? You want to go to live music? You want to look at the stars? You like you want to push my body to the limit, and I'm not embarrassed if that hike like fucking crushed me. Matthew's my guy. Fucking hell yeah, fuck yeah. Honey P. All through. But we're also like, siblings. So that's an easy in. He's my go-to for anything. But like in Effingham, you gotta have your different people to what I need in that moment. And that's okay. And you can have extended friendships with those people, or you could have a seasonal friendship and then they're gone, you're gone, whatever, and that is okay. Totally fucking chill. Have all your different friends. That's great. I think we all should have different friends. And people who get jealous of the other friends, that is their problem. Let me say that again. That is their problem. That is not your problem. You go on having as many friends as you fucking want. And if other people get jealous, well, they can find other friends. There's a variety of humans out there ready to be connected with. So, yeah. And like friendships evolve. How many friends are we actually friends with from back in the day? And like what relationship is that like now? Um like I have a great friend from way back in the day and we continue to be friends, and it's like I pop in every few years. And that's great. That kind of keeps us in touch and keeps it going, and I'm cool. I love that. I'm not always in the same place. I'm not going back to Nebraska a lot, but like I know that person's there and she knows I'm there. And it's like it's good. There's lots of space and still a good friendship. And that's cool. Um but like I have no other really friends from like high school. I have one friend that kind of went to college with. More men are in college, but same like kind of graduating class. We're still tight. See her talk to her once or twice a year, maybe via text. And she randomly pops up. Just randomly. Came down to Costa Rica, went to a festival. That aligned with her goals and I was going to be there. So hell yeah. Like that's what I'm talking about. A little more actionable. And back in the day, like that's all we did was just you would then like talk about what happened at that practice, or you talk about what happened at school that day. Everyone's within the same thing. So you're kind of just like talking about what's going on in your lives. And then now we have these friends that are just far away. My friends are far away. My Peace Corps group is scattered throughout the entire United States. And like only two of them are in Chicago. Everyone else is just far away. Far away. but we meet once a year. We make that an annual ritual that just can never be broken. It is the most beautiful. I look forward to it every year. This year I did not go, I will say, which was very sad, but I will see them all in a month and then again in another month. So not worried about this year. But like we have to plan for our friendships. We know that this is going to happen once a year and we plan our schedules around that in advance because our lives are busy and you have to plan for your friends. And that's okay. Adulting is a different realm. People have kids, people have jobs, people have lots of responsibilities. And so to be able to like, oh yeah, I'm going to pencil you into my schedule, that means something. That means you're, higher notch. You might be considered a friend. You need to plan for these situations. And if it fits your schedule, great. And sometimes it doesn't. And that's okay. And we touch base later. Because the consistency is what keeps it. You can come back once every 5 years, but it's kind of going to happen. They're going to come back and it's like, great. Or it could be like, all right, this is our like every year. Oh, I talk to them like one. I talk to my parents like once every 3 weeks. We have a great relationship. I don't need to tell them my day-to-day things. I don't need to tell anyone my day-to-day things. Who gives a shit? I I don't know. Like sometimes I need to decompress about a day, but I don't really blab to other people. I don't like to burden other people with my shit. Like I'm there for your comic relief and that's like my pleasure, and that's a different realm. So again, with the struggle of friendship, here's me not giving a flying fuck, but then at the same time I'm like, I do care. I promise I care. What a balance we live in. But yes, okay, so friendships evolve. Some are ride or die, some are seasonal, and some serve a specific emotional or social role. But the key is mutuality. If you like, it has to feel mutual. Like it's not a scoreboard, but there needs to be a feeling of mutual, or else this is not a friendship. This is just like you're using me. And I felt that throughout the years. Me, my positive energy, and just like positivity of life and enjoyment and just like going out. People love to be fun suckers of me. I feel like I'm being sucked up sometimes because everyone else's vibes can be a little low. And then it's like, I bring the party. Fuck that. Like, damn, I don't want, like, hell yeah, fuck yeah, down to do it. Obviously, I'm like gifted with that, man. I'm down to start the party. But like in a friendship, if me showing up makes like everything better, then there is a codependency issue happening. And I don't need to be the light in your life. You know what I mean? So, that balance of not getting the fun sucked out of me, like being fun and being me and enjoying my time, but not overly extending and giving everyone what they need emotionally and just like making the rounds. And it's like, man, I am then drained. This has now become a high point to a like, I'm just emotionally exhausted and I just want to get high and sit and not think about anything. And the high to low, like ass, you kind of want to ride that middle balance. It all just, we can't be super high and super low. That middle ground needs to be found, or else it's just not sustainable. Plain and simple, not sustainable. Um, okay, so I have a lot of thoughts of like when does friendship stop and like you need a therapist. Friends are great to tell things to like have our thing, and they support you. That's what they're there for. We're friends offer empathy, encouragement, and a safe space within limitations, but a therapist helps you process trauma, your mental health issues, and some deep emotional patterns. And I feel like that line of being a friend and then their mental health issues becoming your problem is not okay. It's not, it's emotionally draining. It's a burden on that other person. And it kind of, then it makes you walk on eggshells around your own friend. And then you feel like the asshole. But you're like, I'm kind of trying to protect myself, but I don't know how. And that's a balance, and that's a boundary that you got to set within that relationship. I had a really great friend, a best friend at the time, super awesome person, like super awesome, got along great, lived together in Nebraska and then lived together in Seattle. And then Seattle, it just kind of like fell apart. I was being emotionally drained. I was up until 2 a.m. listening to this person just talk and talk about their internal battles with so many things. And my brain doesn't really work like that, guys. I'm not sorry. Actually, I'm so sorry that you have all these brain things and you have all these thoughts going a million miles an hour. And I sit in my void temple and I'm at peace. And I don't want people to take that away from me. So like you're giving so much emotional like burdenness onto this other person, and it's like these are my problems, and then they start thinking about them more often than not, and it just deteriorates that human being. You have now pushed them to the brink that there is no return. And that person, I ended up being like, you know what? You need to get out of my apartment like ASAP. I can't deal with this. I'm walking on eggshells in my own place and around my own best friend, and I can't do it anymore. And I'm sorry, not sorry, that I just can't. I hit my breaking point and I hit it very hard. It was very rough and obviously destroyed our friendships or our friendship, like didn't talk again. Got an email with an apology, which was very nice. Because that person went and got some help. And it is now, that was just a stage in our life. But then because I was the friend and I kept saying, I got this. Like, I feel like as friends, we continuously give and give and give because in the moment we want to save them. We feel like we can and we cannot. They have to save themselves. Nothing we say will fix them. And so then to just hear all of this, hear all this, hear all this, and it's like, oh, kind of like, oh, but I can do this for you and I can do this for you. And then we start extending ourselves in ways that we should not. And it becomes more of a burden and it just continues to grow. And it feels like this, I don't know, this toxic, just fungus growing everywhere, and you're just suffocating yourself with it. And you're like, fuck, this is a friend, but you want to still be friends with them. So you continuously do this because that is what they need. If you could not provide that in that moment, you feel like everything would crumble because this is probably a little codependency. And that over time, you know, you, you bend until you break. That's for sure. Um, okay, so it's okay to have boundaries. It's a good thing. Yeah, everyone's so different. If you can take on that emotional burden and you are maybe in social work and this is but you know what? You might deal with that shit all day long, and all you want from your friend is like, what's the plan this weekend? What are we making for dinner? You want to go do something? That, to me, that's what you'd want. That's what everyone wants. They want someone to just like enjoy time with, not come home from work and then hear another set of burdens. So, also, this is like, yes, protect yourself from your friends, be your friends, but also alert your friend. This is communication 101. Like, hey, I love you. I want to support you, but this is too much for me. And honestly, it how they react is how they are in their friendship. If they're like, ooh, thank you, so sorry, I will kind of deal with my own shit, thanks for bringing it up, great. But if they're like guilt tripping you or saying they abandoned you, which has happened to me, I've abandoned someone, and that honestly, I mean, still hits. That word just hits hard. But like, fuck that. I don't need to be your saving grace. I am my own human living my own life. And what? Like, you got to look out for yourself at the end of the day. Can't be putting that shit on other people. So, boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. Yeah. Watch that reaction. Set those boundaries. It's healthy for everyone. For everyone. Um, yeah, so I'm talking about like, okay, the people that constantly vent without any solution coming or any progress made. They're a fucking wheel that keeps on spinning with the same bullshit and whiny, poor me. Fucking grow up. Either do something about it or stop bitching about it. That's at least how I feel. Everyone is open to their opinion, but like, Jesus Christ. If I have to hear someone say like the same shit and it's like I have provided solutions and ideas and support and they continuously bring it up like over an extended period of time, that shit's toxic. Get out. Get out. Yeah, walking on eggshells to not trigger someone else, like, geez, that is ridiculous. You should never get to that point in a friendship. That's not cool. That's not cool. Please don't feel that way with a friend. And if you do, that is your gut telling you that something is wrong. Okay? Is it equal? Are you equal in this friendship? Doesn't have to be 50-50, but it has to really feel that shared mutuality, right? Um, yeah, not too much to take, just give and give and give. You got to get something back from that. It has to serve you in some way. It's just, again, it wouldn't be sustainable. Okay, I love this. A good friend is honest without being cruel, is reliable without being codependent, supportive but not self-sacrificing, willing to reflect and repair when things go wrong. I do think that you grow a lot in friendships and you might disagree, especially like thinking of all the people you went to high school with, or like maybe the people you're friends with today, and you think sometimes like, would we be friends still? No, more like back in the day, like, oh yeah, we're friends from high school. And you still have these common big massive traits, right? So that kind of molds you together. But to think about that, I'm a completely different human being, in my opinion, than what I was in high school, in college. Like Peace Corps, post Peace Corps is like a different Brittany. She's a little more emotional. She's like a lot more positive of life, a little more resourceful, kind of has her mind on straight and is wanting to just has different goals in life, saw a different type of the world and thought, oof, I got a different trajectory going for me. So I'm not friends with a lot of those people. And a lot of things that I feel like even like other people even a few years ago, we have music festivals in common, we have memories in common, but glory days get old if you're really only relying on the past and you can't make any new memories because you have nothing in common. Maybe you've grown out of that friendship, and that's okay. You can grow, you can evolve. And I feel like it's okay to release old friendships. Like they can get fewer and far between, and that's okay. I think a Christmas letter once a year, I'm alive and doing well. Awesome. You know where to find me. If you're ever in the hood, look me up. But other than that, we don't have to talk. And again, this is just me. I'm a different breed, and you all might be like, dude, I need a lot more than that of a friendship. But I feel like my friendship comes from my family. Like those are, if I have something that I need to really talk out with not going to therapy, I'm gonna call my mom. 100%. Hundy P, that woman has got me. And then I'd call Matthew. And Matthew is logical. We are black and white. Like, I mean, yes, there's emotion, but I mean, There's usually a right path, and you just have to nut up and do it. It's just a bit hard, and you got to talk through that hardness, and that's cool. So those are my people that I do put my stuff on, but I don't feel like everyone needs to know. I feel like a lot of people, they like their life to be in everyone else's life, like in all their friends' lives. You know what I mean? Like full, wholeheartedly in every friendship. And that's great. Do you? I feel like I can only repeat myself and like the mysteries of my life to a select few human beings. Other than that, like I'm just here to vibe. I am just here to be like a casual friend and enjoy myself. And then we have these awesome memories, and I'm groovy. I don't need a lot of depth. I don't have a lot of depth. I don't crave that. I enjoy a good intellectual conversation, but usually I'm asking what the words they're saying mean, and then I'm like, God damn it. I'm a little lost from this combo. And that is okay. Those are good friends that dive deep and make it elementary for you. But anyways, back to emotions. Um so kind of looked it up, like what are some red flags of this, like maybe this isn't the friendship for me. So if you're feeling emotionally drained, resentful, or like you're their personal crisis hotline, that's your nervous system telling you this is unsustainable. So acknowledge your limits without guilt, introduce boundaries that feel loving but firm, and watch how they respond. If they guilt trip, abandon, push boundaries, you can say no. Like you have, just like dating anyone, you figure out these red flags, you figure out the green flags. I feel like it's the same for friendship. You're going through it. And if that person doesn't mash, great, move along. That's okay. We don't have to connect with every single person on this planet. No, not at all. Um, and then like reframe your role in your friendship. If you got to kind of touch back and think, okay, well, maybe I do have some friends that I could, they're emotionally draining, or they make me feel this way, and I'm putting more effort into them than they are me. Maybe reframe your role. You're not responsible for their healing. I can love you and still protect my peace. That was a mantra ChatGPT gave me. I can love you and still protect my peace. I like that because it's so true. It's not like I hate you, but I just love me more. And this is why I'm single, everybody. This is exactly why. But fuck it, I am happy and I have good relationships and I have good friendships. Um, yeah. Yeah. But yes, I do ask myself, like, am I a good friend? I am not a great communicator. I'm not calling you. Maybe we have a scheduled plan call. Might forget, might have shit that comes up. My life is all over the place. It doesn't mean I hate you or I don't like you. I'm in the moment. Stop through town. Dallas once like called me up and was like, hey, what are you doing? We're like gonna drive through town in an hour. Boom. Great. Awesome. Got like a 2-hour hangout in, and then they left, and it was like, that was great. That was amazing. It's things like that. It's jumping in the lake every Sunday. you know I want to do things. I want to get out. I Those are my type of friendships. um does that make me a bad friend? I don't know. That's up to the other person. But I feel like if someone thinks you are a bad friend, then they need to communicate of what their needs are, right? Like that defines, it totally depends on what the other vibe of that human is. If your friendship is mutual, maybe you're both shitty friends, okay, whatever, but you want a good friendship, maybe ask that person, because we're also allowed to like want more from a friendship. You know what I'm saying? Like you've had a friendship that you love and you just like, this is great, but you kind of feeling like you're missing this and this. It's okay to ask that person like, hey, would you mind being there for this and this and this and this. And maybe they're not. And that's cool. You will now have to go find another friend that meets those emotional needs. And that's okay. That's why you can have multiple friends, to have these multiple faceted, relationships. And that's freaking cool. And you meet new people, you meet more people, you just surround yourself with a tribe. That's sick. That feels like community. That's like what we're meant for, is community and connection. So collect all your people, collect them all. And over time, you kind of refine that collection, because you're growing, you're evolving, and so are other people. And it's okay. You are allowed, you are just allowed to feel your feelings and do what you need to do. I feel like we just put so much judgment and like on a leaving of friendship, or like a breakup of a friendship. And it's like, no, it's okay. It is not a bad thing. You shouldn't like not go somewhere because you know someone that works there, and like, like we used to be friends. Like, say hey and move on. Nut up, be an adult, and move the fuck on. Yeah. Yeah, my communication, not that often. Literally, I talk to my parents like 3, 4 weeks. It's completely fine. And I feel very much, supported and loved by them. My mom used to always tell me, like, you only need one friend. And I absolutely do agree with that. Like, if you can't find a flutter of all these humans, you need one friend that you can talk to. And they might, yeah, they're definitely not going to just put all the everything you need into one single human being. But at least there's like someone to talk to about something, You have someone to go to in a time of need. You just need one friend. And I always stuck with that. And then I got into Peace Corps, and they said the same thing. You just need one friend in sight. And they added a bonus. It doesn't matter how old they are. And that is again true. Like, my host mom was my best friend, age 50. Drew is one of my best friends here. He's 19 going on 20. No shame. These people align with who I am. Collect them. Get them all. They're awesome humans. Doesn't matter how old they are. So, just a little words of wisdom. What else? Yeah. You are the only person that can make yourself happy. Yes, other things surrounding you that you do make yourself happy. And everyone plays like a role, and they have, you know, what you need from them. But at the end of the day, you got to choose happiness. You got to choose the life that you want to lead. You got to choose your friends. And mom always used to say as well that you are a sum of the the top 5 people you surround yourself with. So think of 5 people you hang out the most often, and you are a sum of their qualities as well. Does that make you feel impressed? Does that make you feel really good? Does that make you think you need to reevaluate your friend group? You can be thinking all the things, and that's okay. There's some people that we need and we don't need, and that's okay. But think about that. Put those 5 people, you've got 5 cabinet members to fill. Make them the best ones that make the best version of you. Not that you have to be yourself around someone else, but that your best self comes out around them, and there is no judgment. There is just pure love and joy. And those are your people. Those are your people. Yeah. Okay, so a few nuggets of wisdom to leave you with. Sorry, this one's chunky, but whew, I obviously have some thoughts about this. Friendships are just really hard. And yeah, I don't have a partner in life, so relationships haven't really got to that big stage, I guess. Dating's its own weird thing, and I kind of feel the same way about a lot of these things. If it's not mutual, if a man is not asking me questions, then I'm like, yeah, no, that's not going to work, because you're not giving me what I need. I'm not giving away free information. I'm not making this a talk at you. You just comment, like, give and take, baby. Give and take. Keep that in mind. Okay, here's some nuggets That's not there, teeth. Consistency over intensity. I'd rather have a steady friend than a dramatic one. Hell yeah, fuck yeah. Friendship isn't a scoreboard, but should be felt mutually. Um, Schedule the friendship. Plan. Go ahead, put it on the calendar. You're allowed to have different friends for different needs. You are. Internalize that. Conflict isn't the end, it's a test of depth. I like that a lot. You can go, just like a partner, a relationship, you can have your ups and downs, but how you come out of that is the true test of your relationship. Make new friends of whatever age, but make new friends. It's good for you. It's people are different and they're changing, and it's not bad to collect a friend or two along the way. Put yourself out there. It's good for you. And it's okay to want more from a friendship and ask for it. It really is okay. We are entitled to our opinions, our beliefs, our bodies. Like, your mind is yours and how you spend your time is yours. So intentionally make those decisions, intentionally make new friends. Do it for the good of yourself that brings the best part of you out. And it's not selfish because they're doing the same thing. They're finding people that bring them joy as well. This again is mutual. So yeah, friends are fucking great. They're super lit. I love my friends. I have a lot of them, and yeah, few very dear ones, but it's great. It's good to have. So, yeah. All right. Get a friend. Ciao, ciao for now.